Tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Talk is here. It's ready. It is week 9 in the NFL. Carmona joins me, as he always does. We talk big picture. We talk most watchable games, least watchable games. Not to mention, we have another game to play against Omar. If you listen to last week's episode, you'll enjoy this one as well. Not to mention the awards. But before we get to the show, hey, if you love the Running It Back channel and all the content on it, interviews, sports shows, stand-up clips, be sure to give the channel a subscribe. It helps the channel. We're a small channel, but we're building show by show, and your support helps. So if you want to do me a favor, if you want to help the show, give it a subscribe. Every subscriber counts. Not to mention, if you want to see me doing live stand-up comedy, my next date will be November 21st at the Hollywood Improv. I am performing in the lab. That will be at 7:30 p.m. That's going to be great. So come out and see me do live stand-up comedy. Today on the show, the Sunday Night Talk is a special one because we kick it off early. We start the show at the fourth quarter of the Sunday night game, Titans KC. We don't know what's going to happen at this point. We didn't know it was going to go to overtime. We didn't know the result of the game. So we started a little flair, little change to the show. Carmona goes deep. Carmona enlightens me about a couple things. And I talk about my unusual, potentially dangerous, not dangerous, but approach to listening to my Las Vegas Raider game today. What I did. I didn't watch it on TV. I'm going to leave it there. You're going to have to listen. So this is the Sunday Night Talk for week 9 in the NFL with Omar Carmona, me, Patrick Ramirez. Let's go to the show. All right, it is Sunday night. The Sunday Night Talk is here. Omar Carmona joins me. It is week 9 in the NFL, capping the 9th week in the NFL. Welcome, Omar. We are recording this a little early. The Sunday night game, Titans at Kansas City Chiefs, is still going on. We decided to start early. Call it, we were motivated. Call it the time change. But we have 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. A surprising 17-9 Titans lead currently in the game. Carmona, week 9. Thanks for joining me. How are you? You're looking slim.
Great. Yeah, well, I'm still working out, and obviously the stress eating that I usually go through during 49ers games did not happen this weekend since the Niners have the week off. So no stress eating. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I've become more and more jealous of the bye week because you don't have to go through emotional roller coaster that is your team, which we'll get to my horrible team. But let's talk Sunday night. I don't know if we're ready to crown an MVP already, but Derrick Henry is making a very strong case today.
Very strong case.
He looks like the King Henry of the last 4 weeks of last season.
I mean, the fact that, your starting quarterback in Ryan Tannehill can go down, but you can still manage a playbook, a successful playbook, with a runner like Derrick Henry, who always seems to be just running downhill,
He really does. He's got these long legs. Like, it just seems like he would be so difficult to tackle. He's just so strong.
And he's got endurance for a guy his size to be able to do this with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, pretty much run the same as if he was running in the first quarter. That's unreal talent.
And the quarterback play by this guy, Malik Jones, is it? Malik Willis has not been bad either. He seems totally up to the challenge here. You put in Derrick Henry, who's running great. And then I'm pretty taken by this Titans D. Sacking Mahomes, getting interceptions.
And really containing Mahomes.
Really have. And we still have 10 minutes left in the game, and it is an 8-point game. This is not a domination from a scoreboard standpoint, but the Titans look like they have control of this. So we're going to keep tabs on this game. It's a battle of the 5 and 2s. Quietly, the most exciting Sunday night game of the year, and yet I didn't even I didn't even think about this game all today.
Kansas City has averaged almost 32 points a game all season long. So for the Titans to hold them at this point to 9, what an achievement.
Yeah, this has been such an exciting game. Even Chris Collinsworth woke up out of his coma in the second quarter. I don't know if you heard that.
Did
He was
he?
like, "Wow,
Yeah.
wow, my look at Derrick Henry." Who got excited there for a second? I think Collinsworth was very lackadaisical the last couple weeks. Now he's back.
Yep.
Collinsworth. I thought early on we had a pretty typical KC first quarter where they came out hot, scored a touchdown, scored a field goal, and then the Titans had that answering drive
Yeah.
to get points on the board and to say like, "Oh, we're not going to be playing from behind this whole game." Very impressive. And then also what I liked in the first half, I don't know if you saw this, the commercials for the new George Lopez sitcom called Lopez
Yeah.
versus.
Well,
Can somebody please answer me what's up with George Lopez's hair?
what do you think? No, I think I'm maybe like old George Lopez hair.
Yeah. Yeah, but George Lopez is in his 60s. he's got
Yeah, well,
he's got Danny Zuko hair.
I guess you're right.
Is this the end of the sitcom? I don't think I have heard of a funny good sitcom in 10 years. I'm watching the sitcom previews. I'm like, is this funny? This isn't funny. This is stupid. Who watches this?
I don't know. And that's a good point. I mean, it seems like when we were growing up, the sitcom was just so, part of, the American, American blood. There was
Yeah.
Cheers. Talk about, Taxi. These are just sitcoms that, it just stand the test of time. We get into Seinfeld, Frasier, Will and Grace, then we get with The Office, Parks and Rec. But you're right. It does feel like the sitcom is dead.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Office and Parks and Rec. Might have been the last ones to be
Yeah.
good
I know
primetime
I
television.
never got into it. But my wife's a big fan of the Big Bang Theory. I never got into it, but she's a big fan, and Young Sheldon. But it seems like it's over.
I wonder if also, with the sitcoms, there would also be a sitcom that was huge that like no one you knew of even watched it, like Frasier or something. You'd be like, yeah, I know it's on, but I never watch it. Yet everybody in the country is watching Frasier. And I wonder if the sitcom, because they're still banging them out, they still make them, produce them. I wonder if they're going to turn into like the game show, The Price is Right of television, where like those might have been prime time like in the 60s and 70s, and then they just turned into daytime TV. I wonder if that's going to be the sitcom of the modern era, because these are not entertaining. Are they entertaining? Who watches these?
Yeah,
And why is George Lopez's hair 8 inches tall? I don't get it. It really confused me. Lopez versus Lopez. Will you watch Lopez versus Lopez?
I don't think so.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will either. I did like how what are we at? 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Still 17-9. Chiefs with the ball on their own 20. A little razzle dazzle finally from the Chiefs with some reverses and stuff. Finally, they showed some KC barbecue coming out of a commercial though.
Oh, how that would hit the spot right
I
now.
was waiting for that. I was like, we haven't done food in the last 2 weeks of the Sunday night, and they showed some barbecue
Yeah.
in there. So let's do a hypothetical. Let's say the Chiefs win this game. More devastating loss for the Titans or more encouraging win for the Chiefs?
Devastating loss for the Titans. You want to hit that, a 6-2 at the halfway point. That's a pretty good start to a season. You remember, I think the Titans beat the Chiefs last time they played. So, I think it's fair for the Titans to come in, even though it's on the road. But hey, they expect to beat the Chiefs. So when you have a lead on them in the fourth quarter, you are going to be disappointed if you're going to lose.
Okay, now I agree. Let's flip it. Let's say the Titans win this game. How devastating is this loss to the Chiefs?
I don't want to kick you while you're down, Pat. Okay.
Please.
But but is it that devastating of a loss when you're in the AFC West? You
Yeah,
know,
that's true. Weak division.
it's a weak division, and they're still going to have the lead regardless of the results tonight. So things aren't terrible, or maybe San Diego, they'll be tied with San Diego, but things aren't terrible.
Why do I get the feeling the Chiefs are going to steal this game, though?
No, I don't think so either. I think Titans are just locked in right now.
They're
Defensively.
still only down 8 points, though. Like we saw in like say the Rams Buccaneers game, like the game can really be stolen. If it's a one possession game, I don't care what the stats say. The team can come back and win that game. I feel like the Chiefs are going to steal this game at some point. It's not like the Titans have put up a lot of points in the second half either. Like they're in total control, but they're still up 8 points. They haven't put up a ton of points.
Right.
And then back to the D, the Titans D is just, maybe they don't need the points. They're playing so good. They just sacked Mahomes again.
Oh, great.
So good. Also, I like how they're wearing this like light blue pants too. Do the Titans always wear these pants?
They have the dark blues too.
But what about these light blues? Have they ever
I like
worn
them.
these before? Titans have a very underrated uniform.
I do. I think so too. I like it.
Is this, maybe it's my TV. When the Titans are on offense, the line of scrimmage line that NBC puts on the screen is the same color as their pants. But the line of scrimmage line for the Chiefs is a dark blue. I wonder if they did that on purpose, because they should make the line of scrimmage line for the Chiefs red. We got Mahomes on a super long run here. And now we're down to 7 minutes, 17-9, fourth quarter. I don't know. I'm a little nervous that it's going to come down to the last possession for Malik Willis, who looks like a low-rent Michael Vick. I mean that in a good way, too. He can throw. He's running around. So if I'm Mike Variable, I'm like, I don't want this to come down to the last possession.
Oh. Well.
But I can appreciate how the Titans' strategy in the second half is just to run the ball. We'll just run it. If we got to punt, we'll punt it.
They threw one pass all of last week's second half.
Wow. Talk about some old school football.
Yeah, so they don't care.
So we usually hit the record button right after the Sunday night game. This week we went early on your behest. So what's going on? Time change? You're tired? You just want to get it going?
Well, I'm just tired. My clock, my body clock right now is saying it's past 10, and that's late for me.
What went on in your day to make you tired? Or you think this is just a body thing?
No, I woke up and with a workout and worked out for a good while, and just going to basketball games and getting the kids ready and laundry. So, man, I'm just kind of exhausted. Kind of want to chill out.
Just hit the record button and let's just get it started. The short days, the shorter time, or we got a time change going on. And well, it never gets cold here on the West Coast, but we got some lower temperatures. That's our fall.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
It's trickling. It's trickling in. All right. So we're going to keep tabs on this game. Still 5 minutes to go. But if we're going to talk other games in the Sunday, which I didn't really have circled on my calendar as being a particularly interesting week. However, there was some really good matchups and some really interesting schedule too. We only had 2 late games.
We've had a few of these weeks, haven't we, Patrick, where it's like this underrated, nothing just stands out at you on paper, but like the games come out to be really good, and there's plenty of excitement that you would not have thought when you were reading the list.
I totally skipped most of the early games because I look at, Bills, Jets, whatever. Oh, wait, the Jets are 5-2. Oh, I should watch this game.
Exactly. And so, yeah, the Jets, the Rams and Buccaneers had some drama. The Vikings, Commanders had some drama. Jets, Bills. I mean, so there was some drama. Very few games did not have drama. But
my team had the most drama for all the wrong reasons.
Well, we'll talk about. Well, we're going to get to that.
But with the time change, the Bucks Rams game, which was the late game, was finished and it was dark in Tampa, and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on here? It's dark." And that
Yeah.
this isn't the Sunday night game. So it's very obvious that there have been changes. By the way, I was very confused by that game, not by the game itself, where I'm like, oh, Rams Bucks, this is going to be a good game. I'm watching a half hour of the Fox post game show. I'm like, when's this game going to start? And I flip it to CBS and they had this game. I thought CBS always had AFC games.
Yeah, they switch it around. I think it's just a
Really?
rating thing and yeah, they do. They switched it around and but customarily we think CBS, ABC just because I think they always have the AFC Championship. But I see more changes nowadays.
Oh, really? That totally threw me because I'm like, where the hell's this Bucks game? This sound, and I flip it to CBS expecting to watch an infomercial, and it was already 5 minutes into the first quarter. Romo and Nance are calling this game. I was totally confused for a good 15 minutes there. Weird. All right, we're going to talk about that game, but let's just talk most watchable, least watchable games of the week. I have two most watchables. I had that Buffalo New York Jets game early, and I had the Rams Bucks game late, which were great ways to finish it. And in least watchable, of course, I had my Las Vegas Raiders at Jacksonville, and then I had the Green Bay Detroit game. So let's just start here. Who can we write off for the season? Who can we just say, like, get lost, this team's going nowhere? Who can we write off?
Do you want me to say it? Can I say it, or do you want to say it?
You can say it because I have them. I have my team written off myself too.
The Raiders are done. The Raiders are done. I mean, this is 3 games now when they've had at least a 17 a 17-point lead.
Yes, and thank you for texting me that to let me know, by the way. I've said this before, you go radio silent with the text, and all of a sudden you're texting me things to make me angry about the Raiders. Yeah, I need more of that. All right, Chiefs touchdown. Yeah. They're hanging around. Mahomes really getting roughed up in this game, and now they're going to go for 2. So let's write off some teams. Let's just give up on some teams right now. Raiders.
I got a few more.
Yeah, there's more. There's more teams to write off.
Okay. I tell me, what do you think? I think we can write off the Cardinals.
Write them off. Okay.
Write them off. I think that I don't like what I'm seeing in Kyler Murray as a leader. I think you can write off the Colts. The Colts are done. They don't have a quarterback right now. I mean, Matt Ryan. I mean, I imagine this is going to be his final year, unless he wants to come and back a young star up, a young rookie. It's going to be up to a franchise. I think you can write him off. I mean, there's divisions I want to write off. I'd like to write off the NFC South. I think we can write them off.
Wow, you're really axing a lot of teams.
Yeah. So there's some write-off teams. The Texans are a write-off.
Oh yeah, they write them off. Yep.
But I think we could have said that maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
But those are my teams that we can start writing off.
That's
a great way to bring it. I'd rather write them off than elevate. Let's not elevate teams anymore, because every time we elevate a team, the Buffalo Bills, we get let down.
Yeah, here are my write-off teams: Chicago, Indianapolis, Green Bay, Detroit, Las Vegas, Houston are my write-offs. I think teams like Arizona and Denver are going to make a late push and maybe ruin someone else's season as well. But I got those 6 teams as write them off right now.
I think you can write off the Lions, and I'm sure record-wise you're going to write off the Bears. However, wow, Justin Fields had a great game today. And so I think what we're going to have is that could be a team to look out for. You get his strengths. Obviously, he's an athlete. He can run. He's got a great arm. I mean, he's going to have to pick up the accuracy, but I mean, he's got some strength. He's got some zip. So I would say that even though the record, they're not going to make the playoffs, it's a team that's definitely going up.
Back to the game. Casey is trying for the third attempt, their 2-point conversion. They keep getting penalties on their attempts. They're trying their third attempt now at the 2-point conversion. It's funny. I'm watching the replay. It's a defensive pass interference, yet Kelsey's the one who ripped the helmet off the defender. This is I would have went with a tough no call on that one. Mike Vrabel's eyes keep getting smaller and smaller. Right. Yeah. Look at the Kelsey ripping helmets off. And then Mike Vrabel's eyes keep getting squintier and squintier as they zoom in on him. So third attempt for Casey.
That call was right in front of the ref.
And we have a successful 2-point conversion. So now we're tied and we have 2 minutes, 56 seconds left in this game. So now we've got a real when's the last time we had a good Sunday night game? I can't even remember.
We'd have to look at
Yeah, I don't think we've had a good one this year.
Not many.
Not one that's gone down to the last couple possessions. So, tie game, blue pants, and 3 tries Casey got in there. 3 attempts. I think that last one was not interference. So, I don't think either of these teams are going to be written off, but we have our write-offs this year. So, most watchable. Oh, back to the Justin Fields thing. Even though Chicago is going to have a losing record this year, first year head coach, second year QB or third, second or third.
Second.
Even if they just play good and lose, that's like, wait till next year. This is a wait till next year team.
Yeah, this could be a wait till next year team.
So even though they're written off, like I think you can be positive with each loss today, because Fields had like 180 yards rushing today. And everything I'm on Instagram, I'm looking at the highlights from the game. Everything's a Fields touchdown, that long Fields run. And I'm like, hey, what a great game for the Bears. And then it goes to the final score, Bears lose. I'm like, wow, these highlights really threw me off here. So I think the Bears have the advantage of first year head coach and they're still growing. Whereas my Raiders look like you want to lock them in a room and throw a grenade in the window. So big flip from 2 losses there. All right, we got 2 minutes left in the game, but let's go Buffalo Jets first. A fun early game that I totally forgot about. Buffalo goes into the New York Jets. Somehow the Jets win. Buffalo still looked good in this game, and yet they lost. Battle of the 5-2s again. What do we make of these Jets? Do we have to take the Jets seriously?
Yeah, I think you do, because they got ugly. They played dirty today. When I say dirty, I mean they were physical today against a very physical team, and they stayed in it. Zach Wilson struggled in the beginning, but it seemed like the Jets defense really, speaking of containing a superstar, it seemed like they contained Josh Allen pretty well.
Not only did the Jets win the game, but Josh Allen had an opportunity that last drive, and the Jets stood tall and stopped them there with the fumble, forcing the long 4th down. They didn't convert it.
That last no call at the end, that was close. That was interference.
You're talking on the Jets side of it, going for the game-winning field goal. That the last possession could have been the loss for them, because they go for the field goal, not the touchdown. And there was a couple plays where Zach Wilson, I think he did a quarterback rollout running to the end zone. He really got crushed. Yeah. I didn't understand that play call at all. And they get the 3, not the 7. They stop them on defense anyway. But I thought, that's it. They only got a field goal. Josh Allen's going to go down and win it. And then the Jets hold them. And which I love is the coach that the city has now adopted is going nuts on the sideline.
Yeah.
Big win for the Jets. Game update. I believe Tennessee is going to punt. It's 4th down. And I think we're under 2 minutes now.
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. 4th down for Tennessee on their side of the ball. Now we got Mahomes with a potentially game-ending drive opportunity. Other watchable of the day was Rams at Bucks. How did you feel
Oh,
about
we
this
say
game?
that.
This was
I don't think I don't think there's a unit in football with more pressure on them than the Bucks defense. And I say that because that defense is neither gonna if Brady has any chance of making a playoff run with these guys, it's gonna come from their defense. You know what I mean? So I think that there's so much pressure because you don't want to squander these last years of Tom Brady. I think they could go down as like, people to blame if Brady doesn't have another run. But they played well, and they put Brady in a position where he's got a chance to succeed, and he capitalized.
Yeah, he did. He got that second chance with just a horrific Rams 3-and-out. Like the
Right.
Rams stopped the Bucks 4th-and-goal, and then they go 3-and-out, punt it back, and then Brady's got one last shot, and then the Rams essentially do just let him catch it in front of you, run out of bounds. So I don't know who you blame for that. McVay, defensive coordinator. They're like, all right, don't let him score. But also don't let him get out of bounds too. And that's what they did every single play.
Well, how about this? We know the Rams just the Super Bowl run last year where they had great offense, and then they had a strong defense. The outside of Cooper Kupp on that Rams offense, who are you afraid of?
Nobody. Cam Akers is back in the game, for Christ's sake.
Right.
They got Kupp. They got that other guy with the long hair. And I don't really know who else. I mean, if you're Matt Stafford, you got to be thinking like, what am I back on the Lions of 4 years ago?
But guess what? Well, on that note, Stafford's a year older, and I don't think he's playing all that great either.
No, he's getting sacked a lot. And the Rams, they still should have won that game, and they do this horrible defense to let Brady go like 50-something yards down the field with no timeouts. I don't think he spiked it once even. I think they got out of bounds every single time.
Yeah.
Titans are punting the ball. We're exactly 2 minutes. So now Mahomes is going to have that last drive, but it is tied. And a pretty normal punt. Casey's going to have some decent field position. So back to the Bucks. I was confused by CBS. Then I had this thought. Okay, Brady's been essentially, this has got to be the hardest year he's ever had.
Yes.
I was thinking if they lose this game to the Rams, remember the Bucks are playing in Germany next week. Say the Bucks lose this week, I wouldn't be surprised if Brady says, you know what? I'm retiring. I'm not going to Germany. I'll see you guys later. Therefore, they win the game. Now they're in first place in the division. Brand new season. Did you see Brady's press conference afterwards? He's like, that was awesome.
Yeah,
He's back. Brady is back. He's going to go to Germany. He's going to Spain. He's going to Mexico. He's going to play everywhere. But say the Bucks lost. Do you think there was a chance Brady bags the season? He's like, hey, I don't need this shit anymore.
It's possible.
Do you think? I don't think he would have retired, but I would have, being that they had to go to Germany, I would like, what if he's just like, I'm out. I would have given it a 45% chance. Just, that's it. And then not to mention, if the Bucks don't win this game, Bucks receivers are still dropping balls all over the place.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ, they can't hang on to the ball. If I'm Brady, I'm like, I came back for this. I got divorced for this.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm putting the ball on you guys. And that Mike Evans, I think he has the yips. He has to drop 2 passes a game.
Yeah.
And then he gets the evil stare down from Brady.
But yeah, I mean, and again, Tampa Bay's got some huge concerns, okay? But they're very fortunate to be in the division they're in, so I still expect them to win their division.
Yeah, they look strong. If they play like today, the defense, a little Brady magic in there, they can go on a run. I'm very afraid of Tampa. If they get hot, they did it that first year. Brady was on the field. So, no bigger swing win than the Bucks this week. If they win, they're on top of the world. If they lose, we may never see Tom Brady again. He may say like, I'm leaving the country and I'm not going not for Germany either. KC's on their own 45. We've got exactly 1 minute left. 3rd and 1. I don't think they got it. They ran the ball up the middle. I think they're short. So let's give a little thanks or a little praise to Tennessee defense if they do indeed stop them.
Yep.
We haven't seen the call yet though, if they got the first or not. What else on the Bucks? I said that the game ended at night. That was weird.
Yeah.
Bucks looking strong. Tom Brady's most positive press conference ever.
Right.
Saying it's awesome. Big win for the Bucks and devastating loss for the Rams. What do you think about this? Here's another hypothetical. Sean McVay, after this season, retires from the Rams. He goes into some cushy announcing job, 2 years, 3 years. All of a sudden, now teams are going to want him to come back and coach their team. You know, like I feel like he's still on the upslope right now as the boy genius. Get out now and then be a hot commodity in 3 years.
I think, here's my theory.
Oh, they're going for it on 4th and inches.
I have a theory on this. When it comes to certain coaches, talented coaches, where it's, strike it while it's hot, they're hot, okay? I think what you're saying about them leaving and, see what happens next offer, I think a lot of these coaches have their eye on the potential Dallas opening.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense that he retires for a couple of years.
Right. Which is, I think, something that maybe Sean Payton's doing right now, trying to just kind of line up for that gig. So I think it's going to be interesting, but I could see a McVay trying to get to a place like Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, like if the Rams are going to be mediocre for the next couple of years, like this is just some boat anchor around his neck. He's too good for this, or at least give the illusion of being too good for this. Go to announcing. He just got married, spend some time in the married life, and then come back.
Yeah.
If the Rams have a losing year this year, he should consider that. He should say, like, I'm going to retire for a couple of years. I'll check out Dallas in a few years. Dallas having a good year this year, so no coach talk yet. But that's potential. And then Sean Payton, he's doing that recipe where he's calling little cush games, cush announcing with Tony Dungy. Chiefs 2nd and 10. Still tied. They're at midfield, 51 seconds. This is a good game. What was my other watchable? Oh, let's go to the other games. Let's go. We talked about Miami, Chicago.
Yep.
Nothing but Chicago highlights, yet they lost the game. And then Tua, 300 yards passing, 3 TDs.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked
very good. Tua is very good. That Miami team is gelling at the right time, I think. I have some Tua thoughts later. This game was interesting. Carolina at Cincinnati. Cincinnati wins big, but really more so the storyline is Baker Mayfield comes in the second half.
Yeah, crazy.
I forgot this guy was on the team. I was like, oh yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but
actually played good in the second half. It was garbage time, but
he scored 2 touchdown passes. But hey, we don't even need to talk about this game. Just a dominant performance. The only thing really to note for the rest of the season is, hey, look, maybe Cincinnati's not going to have this Super Bowl hangover, and maybe, Joe Burrow's going to pull out some more, tough wins. So Cincinnati, we can write. I think we already wrote off the Panthers already, but
did we write them off? Let's write them off.
Let's add them. Yeah,
let's write them off. Yeah, good idea. 4th down, Kansas City did not convert. 43 seconds left. Geez, on a night we wanted to start early, we may be going into overtime in this show.
I know.
Yeah, right off Carolina.
But Cincinnati they have what it takes. How about let's go back to the Thursday game, Eagles Texans. We already wrote off the Texans. Hey, Eagles, is this team kind of reminding you though of maybe that Steelers team last year, or was it 2 years ago where they won like 11-0? And then
I forgot about that.
And then they barely made the playoffs.
That's right. Remember the 1 year, maybe it was the Titans went 9-0, 10-0, and they didn't make the playoffs. This was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe more actually, now that I think about it. But so what are you saying? You're not high on the Eagles?
No, not really, but let's see, I think they're definitely beatable.
Hmm. Pretty impressive win. I mean, it's Houston, but a game they had to win. They went out and dominated. So
Right.
Eagles still undefeated.
Yeah.
Would you, how upset would you be if the Eagles went undefeated? Would you like, number one, would you like to have an Eagles undefeated team? Number two, would you like someone to finally shut up the 72 Dolphins so we can stop talking about them every single year? So what do you think?
I wouldn't want this Eagles team to do it.
Right. Well, that's my question. If you were to pick one team other than your own to have an undefeated season,
Nah, not these guys.
it would not be the Eagles. Who would it be?
Aside from your own team, you can't
Yeah, it
pick.
can't be your team. You got to pick another team to go undefeated.
I think it'd be cool if the New York Giants, let me tell you why.
Oh,
Because they were the team that spoiled the last chance that a team could have run the table by
oh,
getting a
really?
Super Bowl win. So yeah, I'd want the Giants.
Oh, that's an interesting pick. I didn't see that coming from you. Giants go 20-0. I can those words just sound weird coming out of my mouth. So the Eagles are still undefeated. Where do you want to go next? I'm purposely avoiding my game.
Well, let's get it out the way.
All right, fine. Let's talk about it. Okay, let me tell you how I watched this game. Okay. I didn't want to watch it. I had stuff to do. I wanted to do something. So here was my plan. I'm going to find the game on the radio in my little headphones, and I'm essentially going to walk the town for the entire game. So that's what I did. I got the game on the radio in my little earbuds, and I walked for 3 hours listening to the game in my ears. So that's what I'm doing. Couple notes on that. I'm listening to the local broadcast, the Las Vegas broadcast, and it's Lincoln Kennedy and somebody else. And you could not find a more positive duo for a losing team like this.
Yeah.
They're pretty positive. They're really good. And then like I forgot with local radio, every single break is like, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. And then they go like, and this Raiders broadcast is brought to you by Stenson Boots, the official Las Vegas Raider partner. This broadcast is brought to you by Sparkletts Water, the official Las Vegas water.
Yeah.
Everything is the official Las Vegas something.
Yeah.
There was an official Las Vegas donut advertisement as well. And then I got to thinking a couple years ago, Brent Musburger was the radio voice of the Raiders. And he had a great radio call where every time the Raiders would score a touchdown, he would go, jackpot, Vegas gets 6. Yeah. It was so great in a world where Chris Collinsworth is checked out. Al Michaels is phoning it in every single week. I need Brent Musburger still in my life. I know he's older, but I feel like I still need his voice in my head.
Yeah, well, that's because it was the voice of our youth.
Yeah, and he's very old. He retired from it, but so I'm listening to that on the radio. I'm walking all over town listening to it, and it's really a tale of two halves. Raiders go up 17-0 again, and in the second half, they forget to show up. And they essentially score 3 points in the second half, give the ball away every single possession, 3 and outs. And then predictably, the Jacksonville Jaguars go on to win the game. Mercifully, the Raiders had one more shot with like 30 something seconds left, and they turn it over on downs. So I don't know what to say about the Raiders other than it's time to change. It's time to get Carr out, coach out.
I think McDaniels just signed up for the wrong situations. I think he's gonna be have his second 1 year, one and done season ever.
You cannot lose 3 games in one season having been up 17 points. Yeah. That is bad everything. Bad coaching. It's just bad. You know how weird Mark Davis looks? He's got the haircut. He looks weird. Yeah. We play like Mark Davis looks. We are just completely mind-boggling to the eyesight. And it's tiresome when you're like, well, they got so many weapons. They can't be this bad. Nope, we're bad. We are bad. It's horrible. So that game was excruciating. So I get home after walking for 3 hours. My feet hurt. And then the Raiders lose a horrible game. And I think we got to burn it down. I think we got to trade everybody, start over, and go from there. Because there's nothing salvageable here. We're like a bad business who's trying to sell off products at cost. And it's like, nah, just give them all away at this point. don't stop trying to get back to even. Let's just give it away. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that game, but that's how I experienced it. I went on a massive walk.
I don't blame you. And my gosh, yeah, well, bad coaching,
bad everything.
Bad everything. Obviously, the bright spot is Devontae Adams, but I mean, if you have a Lambo, in the garage, but what's the point if your house is a box, a shoebox. So it's just bad.
It's bad. It's bad. Carr looks like, the hard part is it looks like Carr's trying, and yet it's a bad pass. It's a sack. He had some bad passes in this game. He had a lot of them behind Devontae Adams, and he scored 3 points in the second half. I don't want to quote the great Bill Lakis, but you scored 3 points in one half. You're not going to win a lot of ball games in this league.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Cincinnati, Bill. Good point. All right, we have overtime in the Sunday night, so we'll continue to keep tabs on this game. The all-important coin toss is happening right now. Okay, let's keep with the bad games. And let's go Green Bay at Detroit. Already, when a final score is 9-15, that's a bad game. That was
probably really bad.
That was bad. At one point, Aaron Rodgers is shaking his hair, and we get to see his crazy haircut in full flight. It's bad. It's bad. Detroit wins, and yet somehow we still cross them off.
Let's talk about that. Can you write off the Packers?
I'm writing them off now. I think that's it. I think that's it for the Packers this year.
That's your week 1 Super Bowl pick.
I know. I'm looking at it on my screen right now. Kansas City at Green Bay. I had the revenge year from Aaron Rodgers all set up. He's the reigning MVP.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a worse follow-up year than Aaron Rodgers? Went from MVP last year, got a bad haircut, and now is just stinking it up. He had that interception on the goal line that would just look so bad. When Detroit beats you, you got big issues. I'm still writing them off though. Green Bay's out, unless you have any more thoughts on that pathetic game. I thought it was good that Detroit didn't wear their sweatpants uniforms though.
Yeah, but no, they're done. I mean, that offense is abysmal. But hey, you know who was a weak point today, which isn't usually the case? Aaron Rodgers he was actually a liability today.
Yeah, he was bad.
Usually we're talking about, or the media's even talking about, how all these other targets have failed Rodgers with drops, not running the right route. But hey, Aaron, 2 red zone interceptions. Sorry, buddy, you can't do it.
That's on him this week, 100%. It's on him and his bad hair.
Oh,
I'm writing him off. I have. Right. Are you right? You're going to write him off too? I convinced you.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. Well, let's flip it. Now let's go Minnesota at Washington. Minnesota wins. What is Minnesota 6-1? Yeah. This is the perfect Kirk Cousins situation. 6-1. Nobody's talking about you, because the second we start talking about Kirk Cousins and we put him on Sunday night or Monday night, he's going to throw 4 picks. It's going to happen. This is perfect Kirk Cousins set up for him. And then he's dancing. Did you see the video of him dancing on the airplane?
Yeah.
On the way back? It's perfect. It's perfect. He's here. This is it. I'm calling it right now. Kirk Cousins downslides starting now. You watch.
Can we talk about Minnesota, the Super Bowl contender?
Who's in their division? Green Bay.
We wrote them off. The Lions.
Bears.
The Lions.
Lions. So they're going to run away with this division. Okay, yeah, now
they're going to have this division wrapped up probably by Thanksgiving at this rate.
So let's go. Let's stay in the NFC. Minnesota. Who's the other good team in the NFC?
The Cowboys are still,
Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings. Okay, let's rank them. 1, 2, 3. Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings. Eagles number 1. Now Cowboys, Vikings, 2 or 3. Who do you got?
I got Vikings.
Vikings 2, Cowboys 3. I think I would agree, except for the fact that Kirk Cousins is on the Vikings.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to go in a bubble, in a vacuum, Eagles, Vikings, Cowboys, I agree. But if we got Cousins on the road in Dallas Sunday night, I'm going Dallas. I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
Don't shoot the messenger, but I gotta say it. My team is a threat. If they get healthy,
Oh, I forgot. You're right. Yeah.
they're a threat. Now, Seahawks right now have the better record, but I think once the Niners get their roster back, and we're expecting a lot of people coming back this next week, they could bite one of these teams.
Seattle and San Fran are also threatening. This NFC all of a sudden gotten really, really tight. I don't think we would have said that last week. I think
No.
we were all about AFC last week. Now Kirk Cousins is making his claim to be good. Washington went with their black uniforms again this week, which I don't know. It bothers me. Just wear your uniforms, Washington. Just wear your damn uniforms. We stop creating uniforms. So
They're gonna have new ownership soon, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
yeah, they might. They're although let's be honest, Dan Snyder might be doing this just to fuck with everybody.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't have fuck you money. He has fuck me, I don't care money. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll lose $10 million just to fuck with you guys.
Yeah.
Dan Snyder's looking to sell the team. Yeah, I hired a team to look into selling it. Yeah, what'd you find out? I'm keeping it. I never want to sell in the first place. He may be in our lives for the next 30 years. We should just settle in.
Did you see? But there are reports coming out that the sale of that franchise is going to break the record at $7 billion I mean, that's insane money.
Wow. That is insane. It'll be, I don't know who buys NFL teams. It's not individuals anymore though, right? It's some sort of.
Oh, it's groups. I mean, there's majority owners, but it's groups.
I see.
Groups.
Maybe Elon Musk will buy it. You know, that guy's another one that has I don't care money.
I think Bezos is going to make a run at it with James.
Oh, yes.
And Kevin Durant apparently wants to get on a group.
Yeah, I can see Bezos. That'd be good. I'd like to watch that. Where are we at in the game? We are a few minutes into overtime. Casey is almost at the middle of the field. Keep tabs on that. They keep showing Mike Vrabel. He's looking very angry. He's looking very concerned, this Mike Vrabel.
My gosh, Mahomes has thrown the ball 60 times. Man.
Now we are if Kansas City scores a touchdown, it's game over, right? Tennessee doesn't get a possession in the regular season. Did they change that in the playoffs? I can't remember.
Oh man, I don't even remember now.
I don't even remember. Who knew overtime would be so hard to remember the rules of?
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about overtime again?
It's going to be the never-ending debate.
Yeah, this is going to be this is right up there with what is a catch debate. We'll never answer that question either. I got another game that was good, and yet I watched zero of it. LA Chargers at Atlanta, last second field goal. The Chargers win. So now the Chargers are making their little run. If Casey loses this game, Chargers can now threaten the division. Mariota is fun to watch. They always lose, but fun game. But I didn't watch any of it unless you watched some of it.
I watched very little of it.
Yeah, this was the least interesting game of all of them. And I'm throwing in the New England blowout in this. New England was more interesting than Atlanta.
Oh, New England. Yeah, that was an interesting game. But man, aren't those Colts terrible?
Bad. Okay, KC in the. Nope, we have a flag. This game will not end, Carmona. Kelsey caught a pass inside the 20, but I think it's coming back. No, it's not coming back. It's a first down. It stands.
Oh, wow.
Casey's going to steal this. I told you they're going to steal this.
Wow.
Indianapolis, New England, 26-3. So I wrote in my notes, like, do we have to talk about New England, or is this don't pay attention to this game?
They're going to stay in the mix. I mean, not bad. I mean, they can win a tough game.
Can they? They can't beat Miami though, can they?
I don't think so.
They can't beat the Jets, can they?
I think Miami has too much firepower this year. Hey, how about a Bills Dolphins? I think that's the next time we see those two guys on the field, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We've got the early season barn burner game where the Dolphins pull off the win, and then we get the rematch, the Uno Mas game. When does that game happen? Is that game in the works? That's got to be a few weeks away, right?
Yeah, I got to look at the schedule.
In Buffalo, potential cold weather, Tua Mania.
Yeah.
And then last game, unless I left one out, Seattle at Arizona, the other late game.
Yeah.
Which every time they show Kyler Murray on the sideline, God, he looks mad. God, he looks so annoyed.
He seems like he's yelling at DeAndre Hopkins, but like he's also been yelling at coaches lately. He's been yelling.
He's a yeller.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that I don't know how true these reports were, but the fact that he plays more Modern Warfare 2 than watching film, I is he a good leader?
He's on the sideline chewing his mouthpiece. He's always pissed. And the other thing with Arizona, I think they're just going to be like this all season long. They're just going to be that dysfunctional couple all season long. Like, you ever hang out with that couple that's always fighting, or you could tell they just had a fight?
Yeah.
They're at the dinner table. They're like kind of snippy with each other. That's what Arizona is. They're a couple who's always fighting. Yeah. And then sometimes you feel like you have to choose if you're for Kyler Murray or the coach, like if you're for the guy or the girl or the wife. It's just I feel awkward watching them. Like, I don't want to be around them.
Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah. Hey, Seattle's in the mix. Geno Smith.
Seattle's definitely in the mix.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes.
Would it be outrageous if I'm going to say Geno Smith is an MVP candidate?
Oh, that's outrageous. Get out of here.
Top 5?
No.
Oh, who's ahead of him? Derrick Henry.
Think about
Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts.
Hurts.
Tua. And then who's that 5th?
How's Pat Mahomes not?
Yeah, I guess, but he's already won it though. There's recency bias.
Yeah.
All right. He's good though. Geno Smith is good.
Saquon Barkley's having a great year.
Saquon is, yeah. Okay, he's not top 5. You're right, but he's close. KC is at the 10. So, well, I forgot. If they stop him for a field goal, then Tennessee gets a possession. But I think they just got a 1st and goal. Speaking of Geno Smith, we have to do something about this rule. Last week we had the DJ Moore took his helmet off after scoring a touchdown and got the penalty.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, yeah, but it was a touchdown. It's a dead ball. He's off the field. And
right.
Like we're penalizing players for pointing at each other now. But then again, like you're not supposed to take your helmet off. What about this rule? At some point, Geno Smith does a quarterback draw and he does a fake slide. And the Arizona defender gives up, and then Geno Smith runs for another 7 yards. You can't fake if you're going to do a fake slide. I think that's a penalized play now.
Okay.
Kind of like if I call fair catch and then I catch the ball and then start running with it.
Yeah.
That's a penalty. We can't be doing fake slides. And then the announcers are like, oh, look at that. He did a little fake slide to get extra yards. I was like, yeah, because the defenders think you're giving yourself up. We got to come up with a rule against the fake slide.
I don't like the fake slide.
No one's talked about that. So that was my other note on it. Seattle wins. Arizona loses it seems like Arizona loses by 10 points every single game. They never really have a last possession to try and win the game. They just lose by 10 all the time. And Cliff Kingsbury somehow still wears sunglasses all the time. So, did we get all the games? We are 3rd and goal now.
Yeah.
KC is on I think they're on their Tennessee 8-yard line. So crunch time, because if they hold them to a field goal, Tennessee, they'll get a shot.
Yeah.
They'll get a shot. Tennessee defense has been out there a long time. Let's see this play. Yeah, they're at the 10, 3rd and 10. I don't know if that means they can still get a first down or not.
Yeah, they can get a first down.
Oh, okay. So they're not 3rd and goal. Mahomes rolling out. He's looking. And we got incomplete. Okay, 4th down. Now, what do the analytics say about going for it on 4th down? We haven't had good analytics talk in the last 2 weeks, which I'm glad about.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Jeez, the analytics. All right, it looks like they're going to attempt a field goal. Yes, they are. I think you're going to be interested in the weekly game this week too.
Okay, let's see. What do we got?
Well, let's see what happens on this kick, because I don't want to step on the game this week. So we got a chip shot field goal.
He's been shaky.
All right, he got it. It's good.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Thinking about kicks, this happened in the Vegas game, like hour 2:25 into my Vision Quest walk. It's the Raiders have the ball. It's 4th down. They're punting, and mid-air, a streaker runs onto the field, onto the Jacksonville field. So the referees wave it off. They're like, all right, streaker on the field. You got to re-kick it. What happens on the re-kick? The Raiders get an illegal procedure penalty.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, you know what? When the first time the streaker ran on, they're like, redo it. I was like, just go for it. Just go for it. Because that would have been the all-time, like, not only, like, he kicked it. The ball was in the air when the streaker ran on the field. So play the down over. We should go for it. We got a penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the game. Last week, we did the vague Val Kilmer movie game.
Okay.
Very popular. So keeping with the theme, we're sticking with the vague movie game. However, this one is movies involving a lawyer.
Okay. Let's see.
So I got 5 movies for you. I got the vague description and then the Rotten Tomatoes score to see how close you can guess to it. So these descriptions are extra vague. Movies involving a lawyer. All right. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. First,
and let me also start by saying, I am a lawyer, but yes, I do not like lawyer movies.
What do you mean? Why not?
I don't know.
Like, is it not real? You're like an ER doctor who watches ER and says, that's not what happens.
I just never liked the movies, even when I was younger. I just didn't.
Really? I thought you did. What are you talking about? You're confusing me.
A Time to Kill is one of my all-time favorite movies. But any other courtroom, I mean, I've seen The Firm. Well, anyway, we'll let's play the game. But I'm just saying, I'm not the biggest fan.
Okay. Here's the first vague movie description. By the way, Tennessee has the ball on their own 25. Okay, first vague movie description. To get a guy back, a young woman does everything in her power to get into Harvard.
Legally Blonde.
From 2001, the movie is Legally Blonde. Good start. So, Legally Blonde, Rotten Tomatoes score. What do you think?
86.
Wow, 86, huh? Did you see this movie? You liked it?
It's been so long since I think I saw it one time. But yeah, it was an okay movie.
Was this the start of Reese Witherspoon? Was like this the movie?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
This was the launching pad for.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the other. Oh, Election. Election would be one.
Yeah, but this one she really took off after this.
This made her superstar.
Yeah,
Reese Witherspoon. All right, Tennessee quarterback just got sacked, so they are a 3rd and long coming up.
Well, Reese Witherspoon was also in great. I think Cruel Intentions.
Oh yeah, Cruel Intentions. That's right. Yeah, that was a hot teen movie. What the hell was that movie about? I never saw it. About high schoolers.
Yeah, just high schoolers, like but real evil high schoolers with a lot of.
I like those movies. All right, Legally Blonde, Rotten Tomatoes score.
86.
86. Legally Blonde, Rotten Tomatoes score is 71%.
Really? Huh.
Yes. 71. You went high. Another quarterback sack for Tennessee Titans. This is looking bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Movie number 2. A young man accepts a high-powered position working for the Prince of Darkness.
Devil's Advocate.
You got it. 1997. The movie is The Devil's Advocate. Pacino going full Pacino in this movie. This was one of those movies where you just are like, well, I got to see what Pacino's doing in this movie. I got to see how he says things. Crazy Pacino. And then an odd Southern accented Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, right.
Yeah, The Devil's Advocate. Rotten Tomatoes score for The Devil's Advocate. What do you think? Did the critics like it, love it, indifferent? Are they over Al Pacino? Was there Keanu Reeves bias?
I'm going to go 73.
The Devil's Advocate on Rotten Tomatoes is 63%.
Oh,
you're guessing high on these.
My next guess was going to be, I was between that or 69, but I still would have been off.
All right, we have a KC.
It's over.
Is that a final? Yes, it is. They didn't get it on fourth down. So 20-17, KC steals it. They stole the game. The Titans look really dejected, as they should be, because
they should. They choked.
Yeah, do you think they choked? They didn't score any points in the second half besides a field goal.
Yeah, they choked.
And they couldn't just run the ball in overtime because they needed, so it was on the quarterback, and he got sacked twice. That'll do it. All right, KC rolls. A Sunday night game. Where was I? Back to the vague movie. Okay, here we go. A father avenges for a crime committed against his daughter, and a unproven lawyer defends him.
A Time to Kill.
From 1996, the movie is A Time to Kill. 3 for 3 on the vague movie descriptions. We had Samuel L. Jackson.
That's one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to go high just because out of respect. I love that movie. I'm going to go 90.
Sandra Bullock, McConaughey,
Oliver
Platt. I forgot it. He was a 90s staple.
Yeah.
Like if you were to go give me the all-time 90s movie dicks, Oliver Platt would be in there, right?
Yeah.
Who else would be in there? I'm trying to think.
Let's think about, but going back to the movie, Ashley Judd, real all-star cast. Both Sutherlands, Donald and Kiefer.
Wow, I forgot about that. This was one of those movies where you wanted to see it, but your mom would make you read the book first. And you would be like, damn it, why? Can't I see the movie? But you're like, nope, you got to read the book. And this was the famous Samuel L. Jackson line from the preview where he would say what would he say? It's like, yeah, I wanted to kill him. Or yeah, I'm glad they were dead. Whatever the line is, that line, you could dine out on that line for many years.
Right.
Afterwards. So A Time to Kill, Rotten Tomatoes score.
90.
Going 90. A Time to Kill on Rotten Tomatoes is 68%. What do you think's going on there? Critics don't like remakes?
Haters.
Well, 68. All right, 2 more to go. A lawyer gets a DUI and is sentenced to coach a youth hockey team.
Mighty Ducks, Gordon Bombay.
That's right, from 1992. The Mighty Ducks. I forget that he's a lawyer in this movie. If you got a DUI and the judge sentenced you to coach the hockey team, can you just leave your job? Can you just be like, nah, I gotta do community service? What firm would allow you to do this?
Right. I remember quack, 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 Mr. Duckworth.
Oh, that's right. Duckworth. That's right. Classic Disney movie. That definitely an all-time great. Where do you stand on Mighty Ducks or Mighty Ducks 2?
Mighty Ducks, come on.
The original? You go original,
yeah.
Huh? It's a good movie. A lot of young faces in that one. All right, Mighty Ducks. Rotten Tomatoes.
63.
Mighty Ducks on Rotten Tomatoes is 21%. Surprised at this one.
Damn.
Wow.
And these critics must have had a miserable childhood.
Yeah, I do think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Critics, they can't like kids movies. I think just by sheer nature of it, they're not going to give a kids movie over 50%.
What assholes was that?
Man, maybe some deductions for the DUI for Emilio Estevez getting a DUI. That wasn't that a bit of an odd casting at the time. Emilio Estevez in a kids
Right.
Disney movie.
Was a little strange.
Yeah, it really was. All right, final movie, and your vague movie description is 1964 Buick Skylark.
Ah, come on. My Cousin Vinny.
From 1992. The movie is My Cousin Vinny. You got it.
That went 5 for 5 on the movies.
You went, yeah. Maybe I need to make these descriptions more vague.
My Cousin Vinny, another one of my. It was one of my favorites. One of the few courtroom.
Oh, this one's okay.
Yeah, maybe I do like movies, lawyer movies. I don't know.
Yeah, you were very critical at first. You're like, I don't like lawyer. Yeah, I don't like The Firm. I don't like. You just like Time to Kill.
Brief and yeah.
Pelican Brief. Yeah, that was another one made out of a book.
Yeah, but
movie.
No.
What about A Few Good Men? You gotta like A Few Good Men.
I mean, that had some moments.
It had some moments. Jeez, why are you so critical on these movies?
I liked The Client. That was a good movie.
Oh, The Client. Oh, what about what was the other one? What about A Civil Action? Remember that one? Travolta was a lawyer or something?
I did not like that one. I did not.
That was a weird one. That was a weird one. What about The Rainmaker? These are all 90s movies from a book.
I did not like that one.
No on The Rainmaker. I had another one.
I was okay on The Lincoln Lawyer, like
Oh, The Lincoln Lawyer. I like that one. You don't like The Lincoln Lawyer?
Okay, it was okay.
McConaughey cruising around in a Buick.
The Judge, it was okay.
Oh, you're right. I didn't like The Judge. Felt like that was a movie that like thought it was gonna just clean up with all the critics and awards, and it was a B-. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't like The Judge that much either. Did you ever see Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo?
Yes.
Damn, that's a depressing movie. That was rough. That was not a good endorsement for people wanting to become a lawyer. The guy has a horrible house. His wife's pissed off all the time. That was bad. Dark Waters is a good movie, but I didn't feel particularly good coming out of that one. All right, back to the Buick Skylark. My Cousin Vinny. Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think?
84.
My Cousin Vinny is 87%. Closest one yet. You went low on this one. You got closer. All right, very nice for the vague movie description game.
Right.
Very nice. All right, well, that brings us into the awards. We successfully wrapped up the Sunday night game. We did the vague movie game. Okay, but now the awards, like we do every week on the Sunday Night Talk. First award, the Overbearing Parent Award. I've got one. I wrote this down mid-third quarter of the Sunday night game. And this goes to Derrick Henry's dad. If I'm the dad of Derrick Henry and I got like a star player, I'm going to become the dad who starts wearing the son's jersey, starts wearing the ball cap, starts telling everybody in the stands, like, that's my son. And then by like the third game, I have my own custom t-shirt of the son's face on the shirt. Right. I'm going to be that dad that goes all in on his kid's all-star year in the game. So I go Derrick Henry's dad for this week.
I got two here. Aaron Rodgers' dad, do you think with such a bad season, should he expect a Christmas Day phone call from his son?
Yeah, Rodgers not in contact with his own family.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? His dad's going to reach out because he's having a bad season?
Who do you think reaches out? Maybe, hey, maybe I should talk to my dad, see what he says, or does hey, this at this downswing in my son's career, should I reach out to him? Yeah, sad story. Sad story.
I don't know who should reach out, but I think if you're the dad, I think you can never give up on your kid unless your kid is drug addicted and you've given him the ultimatum. I say you can never give up on your kid. So I say the dad has to make an attempt to reach out.
Okay. And then And then the other overbearing parent, Kyler Murray's mom and dad, they got to go check his house. They got to take all those video game consoles out. And
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. Kyler Murray's spending too much time alone in his room.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good. He's not making friends. He's not playing well with others.
That's why he's so angry.
He's angry. His hair is different every week. He's yelling at the coach who's who's his same age.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. The parents need to go in there and like, you know, when your mom goes in your room, is pissed off and turns the TV off while you're watching it and then opens the shades to let sun in. Yeah. You're like, Mom, what are you doing? That's what he needs to do. Hey, did you hear this one? By the way, speaking of video games and shit, there was a player on the Raiders team, Blake Martinez, who sold a Pokemon card for $600,000.
Yeah, man.
No wonder the Raiders stink. This guy's making money from other resources. Doesn't need to play well.
Yeah, no, it's that stuff's big money.
Jeez. Man, this is why the Raiders are bad, because there's no there's no threat of the loss. Right. I'll just sell my Pokemon cards and make a fortune. Next award, the Hot Take Award. I got one and only one, my hot take.
Okay.
Tua Tagovailoa wins the MVP this year.
Ooh, hot take.
I think it's a lukewarm take. I think it's possible.
Hot take. I got a hot take.
All right, go ahead.
Dallas Cowboys win a playoff game this year.
Ooh. Wild card or beyond?
It'll be I'm just saying at least they pick up one win.
Okay. Hot take. Yeah, I'm with you. That would be a hot take. They won one playoff game in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
All right, well, keep it going. How far are the Cowboys going this year?
They're going to make the playoffs, and like I said, they can walk out with a win. I'm expecting them to. So maybe the NFC Championship game is not out of their reach.
Maybe the NFC Championship. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's a hotter take, is the Cowboys make the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
All right, next award. The cringeworthy award for the week. I got two of them. Number one is every single shot of Kyler Murray on the sideline.
Yeah,
he sits by himself too. No one sits around him. And then Aaron Rodgers' hair. He was doing the thing where he's like shaking his hair on the sideline. He looks crazy. Aaron Rodgers' dad, call your son. Just like attempt to it, even if you just have to leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what went on. I don't know if the family was trying to steal money or extort money or something, but I think it's time to mend some fences.
Okay.
All right. What do you got? Cringeworthy award for the week.
You know, obviously some really, really, really bad football out there. Cringeworthy. Definitely the Green Bay Packers offense today. Just terrible football. And that's why I'm writing them off. I think this is a loss that they're not going to recover from.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. It's there. We wrote them off.
Yeah.
Beat it. Green Bay. You made it to week 9 and then we finally wrote you off. So call that a win in itself. What's next? The would you rather question of the week. As you know, Omar Carmona of Carmona Law, we are in an election season, and I've known you to get political from time to time. Yeah. So my would you rather question of the week, would you rather run for city council, run for president of the PTA, or run for president of an elite country club?
Oh man, that's a real difficult one.
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm making these easy. This is would you rather. City council, well, let me make the case for all of them. For you. Let me advocate for you. City council, I think you like because you want that position. You want to make the changes. And also, you want to hit the meetings.
I'm leaning towards that
one. You want to put your influence, even though this would be the hardest job of the three.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to put your influence. You want to get your hands on everything. I know you. PTA, You want to get in there for the kid. I mean, I'm saying it for the kids, but you want to get in there because you want to kind of right the ship, not right the ship. You want to make policy for the kids. You're like, this can be my own little mini world
Yeah.
if I play it right. And
And
then
not the
President,
country club. Never. You
mm,
imagine the a-holes you'd have to deal with to run for something like this. Screw that.
well, the country club one, I think you would want because this one is probably the most prestigious of the three. Like this is a lifetime appointment type of thing. Like
No,
you're gonna
that's
have your
not
picture over the mantle, over the
that
big fireplace
that's
of the.
nonsense.
You got unlimited golf access, unlimited tennis, spa. You've got a kick-ass dinner. You've got a dinner. Like, man, you are the ruler of this kingdom.
I wouldn't.
Okay. So what do you got? Would you rather run for city council,
City
PTA,
council.
city council?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You'd go for it, huh? You start
I'd
your own
go
little
for it.
regime.
Yeah, there you go. Factions and oh yeah.
Appointing people, wearing a sash. You'd wear a sash.
I'd wear a sash.
Yeah,
And
like
that's totally right.
the parade, the Thanksgiving parade, you'd be on a float. You'd like that shit. I know you. All right. The Ethan Hunt You've Never Seen Me Upset award for the Tom Cruise movie that best describes this week in the NFL. I have two nominees. This week, I felt we know a lot of things about the teams this week. I think were shown a lot of who we're going to be watching the next couple weeks. So sticking with that theme, my number one movie, Mission Impossible 3. This was the Philip Seymour Hoffman, the where's the rabbit's foot. Once that first scene happened, we knew where this movie was going. Now I think we know where these teams are going. Who's in, who's out. And then my other movie nomination was American Made. That weird movie where Tom Cruise is a drug dealer. And about 45 minutes into it, you're like, oh, is Tom Cruise going to have this weird Southern accent for this whole movie? Okay. All right. Well, at least I know that now. Okay. Now I can watch the rest of this movie. I know what this is. That's how I feel the NFL is. Okay. We know the Raiders are terrible. Okay. The Bucks, we got to talk about the Bucks, New England, Miami, Philadelphia still undefeated. I know how this season goes. I know who's going to be the players in this season. So those are my two movies.
No, the movie I'm going to go with is Risky Business, and I'm speaking specifically to the Green Bay Packers. You were basically held hostage by your franchise quarterback, and certain improvements were not made when they should have been. And basically, you bring in Aaron Rodgers back at this stage in his career. That was very risky business.
Oh, I like how you tied it in there. Risky business. Well, to stay consistent, you've always been critical of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Sticking with it. Does he retire at the end of this year?
He will. He's done.
You think he retires? That should have been your hot take.
Yeah, he's done.
He'll retire. God, what a horrible way to go out, though. MVP to a horrible season, not even making the playoffs and looking bad.
Right.
And then you retire. I wonder I think the send-off in Green Bay would still be good, overly positive, but he should have had at least one more Super Bowl appearance in this career. He's too good. He's too good to not have that appearance. All right, rant over. And finally, who won the week? I have four nominees. I have Dan Campbell and the Lions, the New York Jets fan base, defense in general, and lastly, Germany, because they're going to get Tom Brady next week. Germany might have won the week.
No, I'm gonna go. I liked. There was one that you mentioned. What was the third one you mentioned? The second.
New York Jets fan base.
What was the other one?
Dan Campbell and the Lions, New York Jets fan base, Germany, and defense in general.
Okay, I like.
Because we had a lot of defense this week.
Yeah. Man, who won the week? Tom Brady won the week. Tom Brady won the week. A fourth quarter drive to win it, facing some adversity, coming after your divorce is made public.
Yeah, that's true. Last week we said he had the worst 2 days ever. Lost a Thursday night game, and then his divorce was finalized. Although maybe if you want to get out of the marriage, maybe the divorce finalized is a good thing.
Yeah. So I think he won the week.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna go the New York Jets fan base. Okay. If you're a New York fan, you got to be so happy. When's the last time you were this happy in the fall with your football team?
It hasn't been since the days of Vinny Testaverde at the twilight of his career.
A little flourish of Mark Sanchez in those days when they were good.
A flourish of a Rex Ryan,
like a dusting, a sprinkle,
a Rex Ryan defense. But yeah, I mean they made it to an AFC championship.
They beat the Patriots at home.
Yeah,
in New England.
They lost to the Colts.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they lost to the Colts. They were good. That New York Jets team was like, imagine if the 90s Golden State Warriors with Tim Hardaway was a threat. You know, like they were fun. They had the crazy coach. They had Sanchez. They had Bart Scott giving good quotes on the sideline. That team was fun. There's no way they could ever be good enough for a Super Bowl.
Right.
All right. Those were the awards for the week. But as you know, the week is not over because we still have the Monday night game this week. Baltimore at New Orleans. And that means the Monday night questions for you, Omar Carmona. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Best time of year to be in New Orleans?
Fall.
If you were to have dinner anywhere in the country with Jameis Winston, where would you go?
I'd want to go to the same store where he stole those crab legs.
Stole crab legs?
Yeah.
Taysom Hill. Team Swiss Army Knife or Team Poison?
Poison.
Oh, wow.
Another team that risked a lot to keep them.
On the Baltimore side, Lamar Jackson, MVP threat?
Yes.
Lamar Jackson, Super Bowl MVP threat?
No.
Oh. And finally, who will win the game? Baltimore at New Orleans, Monday night.
Baltimore, but I have no faith in me. I've been missing big on the Monday night games, but it's going to be Baltimore 30, New Orleans 14.
I'm more interested in this crab dinner with Jameis Winston that you're going to go on. Imagine you're having crab legs. You're talking about running for city council. I think that'd be a fun dinner to attend. Winston. I think he's all of our favorites. We know he's not going to win a Super Bowl, but we love the guy.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. That was the Sunday Night Talk with Omar Carmona, week 9 in the books. We wrote off teams. I went on a vision quest. Your team didn't even play. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Thank you, Omar. See you next week.
See ya, bud.
Okay, that is it. That is the show. That is the Sunday Night Talk for week 9 in the NFL. Highs and lows and more lows. Well, for me anyway. Let's burn it all down. Burn down the Raiders' house. Build it from the ashes with a couple 2x4s. All right. I want to go down a dark path. But the season took a hit today. All right. We all know that. I want to thank Omar Carmona for joining me as he does every week on the Sunday Night Talk, talking hot takes, big picture, MVP talk. Well, you heard the show. Don't forget, if you want to see me doing live stand-up comedy November 21st, I will be at the Hollywood Improv. So come on out. Check out the show. Always fun. And I will appreciate you be there. Not to mention, I will appreciate you giving my channel, the Running It Back channel, this very feed that you're listening to right now, a subscribe. Give it a like. It helps. It builds the channel. It's growing all the time. And you can be a part of it. I appreciate every single second someone listens to a show. So please do that. The channel's growing. The Sunday Night Talk, we watch a lot of football. We give out a lot of awards like we do every week. That is thanks to Omar Carmona and for me, Patrick Ramirez, and the rest of you NFL fans. We'll see you next week. Here we come, week 10.